I have been slowly working my way through the Greek text of Mark, and presently we are at verse 29 to 34 in Mark 1 of the great Gospel of Mark. We're looking at the great ministry of the servant of the Lord. This is followed by his baptism and temptation, and then we begin his Galilean ministry. He has called the 4 fishermen to follow him. He has healed a man with an unclean spirit. And now Mark shows how he heals many people. And so I'll be reading the Greek, doing some grammatical analysis, followed then by commentary. Kaiouthus ektes synagoges, exelthantes euthen estain oikian, Simonas kai Andreu, meta Jacobu kai Ioannu. And immediately, now we have that euthus, immediately, out of the synagogue, when they came unto the house of Simon and Andrew with James and John. Exelthantes is your aorist participle, nominative masculine plural, from exerchomai. So coming out, they came. Eothon is from erchomai. It is the aorist indicative active third person plural from erchomai, unto the house of Simon and Andrew with James and John. And the text goes on to talk about the mother-in-law of Simon being sick with a fever. Hede pentera Simonas kateke ta puresusa kaiouthus legusin auto peri altes. Now, the mother-in-law of Simon was lying sick, having a fever, and immediately they say or they speak to him concerning her. Notice kateketa is the imperfect indicative middle from katekemai. So the mother-in-law of Simon was lying with a fever or being feverish. Peresusa is from peresu. It is the participle, the aorist participle, the nominative feminine singular from puresso. So she was having a fever or being feverish, and immediately they say to him concerning her. Legusin is your present indicative active third person plural from Lego. So they tell Jesus about her, and so he comes and he's going to do a miracle of taking the fever away. Verse 31 it reads, Kai plaseothon egerin altain gratesas tes keras, kai ephaken altain ha puritas, kai diekane altois. And when he came to, and we have to understand that to her understood, I believe, when he came to her understood, he raised her by grasping the hand, and the fever left her, and she was beginning to minister to them. Praseothon, and when he came to, here we have praserchomai, it is the aorist participle, nominative masculine singular from praserchomai. So coming to her understood, he raised her. This is the aorist indicative active third person singular from agero. Agera is your heiress. So he raised her by grasping the hand. Kratesas is from krateo. It is the aorist participle. So he raised her by grasping the hand. Nominative, feminine, singular, from krateo. And the fever left her. Aphaken is the aorist indicative active third person singular from apheemi. And she was beginning to minister to them. Diakone is your imperfect indicative active third person singular from diakoneo. And it's like an inceptive imperfect, meaning she was beginning to minister to them. Notice immediately the power of the servant, Jesus, the God-man, touching her. And immediately the fever then goes away. And she was beginning to minister to them. One of the things that we are to learn from this, I believe, is that Jesus brings us spiritual healing or any kind of healing. We are to minister to others. And she began immediately to do that. Then in verse 32, Hapsias de genamenes heti edu ha helias Epheran prasautan pantas tus kakos ekantas kai tus daimanitsamenus. That is, when it became evening and the sun went down, they were bringing to him all those who were ill, having different illnesses, who were ill, and those being demonized. So when it was evening, Genamenes is from Genomai. It is the aorist participle, genitive feminine singular from Genomai. Aorist middle participle. So when it became evening, when the sun went down. This is the aorist indicative active third person singular from duo. So when the sun went down, they were bringing to him. Epharan is your present or imperfect indicative active third person plural from federal. They were bringing to him all those who were having a sickness, or all those having this is an adverb. I think we could say all those experiencing illness. Here we have ekantas is your participle, your present active participle, accusative plural from echo, and those who are being demonized. After this present participle, we have another present passive participle from diamanizomai. Here we have the accusative with the article here, the accusative masculine plural from diamanizomai. We're looking at a participle, a passive participle in diamanizo, accusative plural. So they're bringing to him all those who were sick and all those who were being demonized. Kai ein haleche palis episunegmene pras tain thuran. And all the city was gathered together at the door, had been gathered together at the door. Ein here is your imperfect indicative active third person singular from me, And we're seeing a periphrastic use of this with the participle episunegmene. So all the city had been gathered together at the door. We have a perfect participle. Um, the nominative feminine singular from episunago. So all the city had been gathered together to the door. So really, the door is it's crowded with people, and Jesus now is going to heal many. The text says so in verse 34. Kai eterapusin palus kakos ekantas poikilas nasois kai daimonia pala exebalin kai uk ephien lalain ta daimonia hati edesan auton. And he healed many having illness with various diseases, and he cast out many demons and was not permitting the demons to speak because they had known him. Kai etherapusin is from therapuo. It is the aorist indicative active third person singular. So he healed many having illness. Ekantas is the participle, present participle, accusative plural from echo. So many who were having illness with variant diseases, and he cast out. This is from ekbalo. It's the aorist indicative active third person singular from ekbalo. He cast out many demons and was not permitting the demons to speak. Aphian is from aphiemi. It is the imperfect indicative active third person singular from aphiemi. So he was not permitting to speak the demons or the demons to speak. Lalain is from laleo. It's the present active infinitive from laleo. Because they had known him. Ada's son is from oida, so it is the pluperfect form of oida, pluperfect third plural, masculine plural from oida. So he did not permit the demons to speak, for they had known him. So I'm going to stop there. But what we see here is the miracles of Jesus and the wonderful work that he is doing in healing many, many people. And I think Mark, being a very activistic book, is showing step by step now what Jesus is doing. He had called disciples, showing his authority over men to call them to follow him. He had authority over demons, casting out the demon of the man with the unclean spirit. And now he has authority over diseases, many diseases, and he is healing them. So we'll move on to his preaching tour and to his healing of a leper. So we'll stop at this point, and if anyone wants to follow in the Greek text, that would be great.